Howard, would you like to speak? Why you pulling the trigger? Hey, guy, his engagement in the community is different. Do you guys notice?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, to get the, I was probably going to join anyway, but to get the 135 instead of the just
Everybody loves to sell.
and do it now. And I wasn't going to do it because I had thought that you had said that you had to buy legacy before you could do that. But then in the last meeting, you said, no, that's not correct. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's the deal. I'm gonna give you the analysis of based on the track record of the community, right?
Yep.
Everybody here, there's not one person here that doesn't have their own niche to market in terms of something outside of legacy. Does that make sense? Everybody here has something. But what does legacy do for them is helps them understand the framework in a much clearer way.
Yeah.
You understand? And that framework, right? Even if you're in the VIP, you won't get the same understanding as you having the legacy. So and I was in the same shoe when I got presented legacy. I looked at it and said, what's it gonna do for me? But then I realized after going to the material, you know, first thing I realized to myself was, what is it gonna take for me to get my return from my investment? That's always my first question, right?
Mhm.
I do the math, even though I'm an Asian guy that failed math. One stinking customer, one stinking customer that can see what I see, and I am already break even. And I made a promise to my mom that I would get that customer within 7 days because that's what the system says I can do. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then, why did I tell you you should click on the day you get your ROI? So I get my ROI. What am I going to do? I'm going to quit on my mom. I just got her in. I'm going to quit on her. No, I got to keep going because I got to help her get her return on her investment. Does that make sense?
No moms left behind.
So, and then from there, next thing I knew, I was doing the 90-day challenge. And that's what turned everything around, guys. Literally, that's what turned everything around. What really, really triggered everything for me, I believe it's God's way of doing things because I believe, and nothing happened by accident. My first breakout room in Legacy Builder was with Daryl. First one. I don't think it was accident. I think it was planned. Okay. And the only thing Daryl said to me is, Kim, how bad you want this? This is in the room with 6 other people. I had no idea. He don't know me from Adams. But man, by the time he was done with me, I had no ass left. He run me in front of these 6 people, guys. Like literally took a sponge, squeezed everything I had in me and released it. But the one takeaway I got from him was your first 500 videos is going to be practice. Your second 500 videos, you're just getting around to getting your message where you want it to be. But the third set of 500 is where you're going to have the low hanging fruit. Right there alone, it set my mindset. So I knew I had to learn the skill of how to do a video. My first 100 videos were faceless. Like, that's how bad it was faceless. Okay. That means I had no camera confidence. I was doing B roll. I didn't even know there was called a B roll, but I was doing B roll. And I was
What is
using
what does faceless mean?
means I don't show my face. I just
Okay.
do all kinds of content without my face. Right? And at that time we didn't even have it. It wasn't in the picture yet. It came out 2 months after that. Right? So all I was using was Canva, which is Rich's favorite tool. I'm saying that sarcastically. You can see by her face of his expression, right? But By the time I'm done with Rich, he's gonna love Canva. You know why? I was where you were, Rich. I was at the point where, you know what, when someone told me to learn Canva, they said, "Can you fix this picture for me? Here's the tool." Like I'm supposed to be some kind of genius. And I said, "Man, this stuff is too hard. I don't got no patience for it." Okay. Until one of my good friends spent 2 hours with me to walk me through it. And she's been doing marketing for 10 years. Okay. And that 2 hours turned this guy into who he is today. So that's when I start seeing an opportunity to earn online. And then came the practice company. That was a joke, but it was a learning experience.
That's the name of the company? Is that what it's actually called?
No, now site. That was it. The practice company is now site. So that's Brahim's favorite company.
It used to be. It used to be for a long time.
But you know, guys, that's where we come from. You see? And that legacy thing, when I start to understanding it more and more and more, everything that you guys get from me today is from legacy. Everything. Because I have a gift. And that gift is to not read the line, but to read between the lines. That's my gift. You might take notes. I might take notes. We'll listen to the same presentation. But if you put my notes next to yours, it's night and day. Because I look for different things. I look for deeper things. I go in depth. Because I'm never thinking of me. I'm the last person. I'd be asked sometimes, why don't you think of yourself a little bit? It's not my nature. I'm always thinking of the person in front of me. You see? Because my middle name, anybody know my middle name? My middle name is Duplication.
Oh.
My mind is always thinking duplication. Because of one sentence that stuck in my head at the age of 18. I'd rather have 1% of 100 effort versus 100% of one effort. And I live by that in everything I do. And the only way you can do that is simplicity. So what do? I take the good from people like Michelle, Mike, Nahuna, and yours, and I regroup. And the only thing that goes through my mind is what process can be put together to simplify? Can it be done as simple as what? What are my 6 number 1 skills?
Copy, paste, drag and drop, point, click.
You got it. When I tell you it's a religion, I mean it. I'm dead serious about it because it's in my nature. Because I know if someone can do these 6 skills, we're going to have a long-term relationship. But if you don't, here's your refund. 'Cause it's going to be a nightmare. It's not going to be a relationship. And I'm not going to want that nightmare with you. That's how I operate.